A lot of Indian people have stuck themselves into a psychological trap thinking that finance is for only smart people. Similar myths have built up in the system. This build-up is nothing but psychological phenomena called financial inertia. This is the barrier to entry for common people to get into the finance markets. And let's debunk some of the myths that we see in our day-to-day life. The first inertia or the myth is that finance is for the smart people. And you think that the person who does finance is well educated and he knows more than what we know. But that's actually not true. Go on YouTube and search for this video. This is a video about how a parking attendant built a $500,000 portfolio by earning hourly wage. He had zero financial knowledge, but the fundamental things remain same. And when you look at some of the smart people who are financially successful, maybe you are looking at the surface level things of it, because the foundations are built on something else that I will tell you afterwards. And obviously that's not pretty interesting. That's the boring thing that you have to do in your life to be financially successful. In 1973, researchers did some experiment with a dart throwing monkey. They gathered some financial experts to pick some stock portfolio and gave a random monkey to throw darts at some stocks to make a consolidated portfolio. And at the end of the test, the monkey was able to beat the financial experts. If you still think that finance is for smart people, then you need to change your mindset. Because in short term, finance is nothing but tossing a coin and flipping it. Because in short term, nobody can predict the markets. Everything is random and there is always 50-50 chance of probabilities. You think that you can analyze the charts and fundamentals at certain positions, news and all, but there is always market dynamic playing in both directions. So it's no better than a gambling den. And this is what I call a white collar gambling. The other myth is that if I start investing into the markets, I will grow rich over time. But that's not actually true. In the previous point, I have discussed the fundamental things of a financial success is very different from what you think. It's a boring idea that nobody sees it coming. That you have to save 50% of your income. If you don't do that and just save like 10% and invest 5%, then it doesn't make sense. You may achieve financial success, but the time it took for you to achieve that may differ. Maybe it will 30-40 years. But if you follow a mindset of saving more and investing more, then you will have a double compounding effect where you will achieve your financial success pretty early in life. The next inertia I see at the local chai katta is paisa to IPO se hi banta hai. There is ridiculously crazy IPO race in India. Every IPO listed in Indian markets, the chai katta goes and invests into it. And this news goes from all uncles to uncles and don't know from where it comes from. But a lot of people think that the only way to make money is investing in these IPOs. And there are a lot of scenarios where a lot of Indian middle class people go and buy IPOs which are not at all profitable. These are just dumping grounds for larger institutions or initial fund VCs to get out of the markets. And there are a lot of such examples where you see that after the IPO has listed, the stocks just crashes. There are obviously some outliers, but it's very risky to invest in IPOs and just think that IPO can make you rich. IPOs are nothing but lucky mechanism that works in someone's favor, because getting an IPO is also luck based. So if you think that paisa bas IPO se banta hai, so you have a wrong mindset in that. The next thing is the Western concept that I have seen and heard from a lot of people. It's like live today and forget about the future. Live today and enjoy everything, spend money. Nobody cares about the future. Nobody knows what happens in the future. But let me tell you one thing. This is a concept from the first world countries, Western countries, where money is abundant and people are not poor at all. They can earn their basic income by just doing some part-times. But in India, it's very different. If you don't save money today, you will be financially dead tomorrow. The newer generation is falling prey to such ideas that live today and don't care about the future. It's completely bullshit idea. By the age you are 30, 40, you will regret not having money and made some really financially dumb mistakes. And the same thing Western society is facing right now. They are totally in debt. They try to live their life at the fullest in the 20s and 30s. They spend a lot of money using debt. And at the end of like 40s, 50s, I have seen like there are broke grandpas and grandmothers who don't have money and they still have to work in their 50s and 60s to earn money. I don't think that this concept is completely wrong, but you have to find a balance between them. You have to save some money from your 20s to 30s in your initial days and try to optimize the compounding effect and maybe in 30s to 40s you enjoy some of that. Before closing off this video, I have only one sentence to say to you. Don't complicate things. The basics or the boring thing of finance is savings. Save money and then you have a lot of opportunities to explore. See you later.